G'day and welcome to another Pokemon Go video. So jumping into Go Battle League. So I'm going to jump straight into the Great League and change my team up only ever so slightly. So I'm seeing a whole bunch of Bastiodons and Registeels. So instead of having Defense Deoxys on the lead, I'm actually going to switch into Medicham. So I have used Medicham before and it's got varying levels of success, so it's really good if you get the right so any dark types, any steel types that come up, but can be really weak to psychics and fairy and flyers. So it's sort of one of those that's a bit of a very meta dependent. So I've actually got 100% and a best buddy boost on this one. So the best buddy boost isn't going to do a huge deal, but it might make that 1 or 2 HP difference to get the win. So I've got the best buddy boost there, and I might as well use it because obviously nothing else is boosted. So I'll jump into my first match and see how we go. So like I said, it really is dependent on what you get in the lead. So I'm obviously leading with the Medicham and straight into the Hypno, so that is a horrible lead for me. So I'm going to switch into my shift tree here because obviously it's dark type and it will mean that it does super effective damage. So I'm going to shield this up because it's probably going to be the Ice Punch. So usually they're running Ice Punch and Thunder Punch Hypnos in the Great League, and it was so. And then they've swapped into this. So the it's steel and grass typing, so dark's my best bet here. I will resist some of its moves, but then also it's going to have probably flash cannon, is it? So it's probably have a flash cannon that it will throw at some point. So it's usually flash cannon and vine whip that this is using. So it did take a little bit longer to charge that, so I assume that's a flash cannon. So we'll shield that up, and it is. So that's fine. I'm going to try and get to one more flower play, and we'll see how we go here. Do we take it out or do we get the second shield? So get the second shield there, which is probably good for us. So the flash cannon, I'm assuming it's going to be a flash cannon at this range, is probably going to take me out. Let's see. Yeah, so flash cannon at that range does take it out, which is a bit frustrating, but fine. So I think I'll send the Medicham back in, which does mean that they're probably a bit of lag there, always good. They're going to send the Hypno in, I would imagine. Let's have a look what comes in. So yeah, send the Hypno in, which is obviously what you want to do. And then what I'm going to do here is, well, get absolutely schooled because this is going to do a reasonable amount of damage. The issue is it's not going to do enough to KO, and because Scunfish is so spammy with charge moves, it's going to be able to mud bomb me twice. So it'll be able to mud bomb me a second time before I can get to another charge move. So I will try for the discharge, but yeah, as you can see, didn't get to the discharge either, which is a bit frustrating. So the only thing I've got left to do here is to try and charge this up so we can so I can drop a few charge moves straight onto the Hypno when it comes back in, because as soon as it confusions me, that's going to absolutely KO. So unfortunately here it got to another charge move, which is a real pain, but I mean, it is what it is. It shouldn't take me out at this range, but it does mean I'm going to be super squishy. So maybe 1, maybe 2 confusions. So it looks like the Hypno had a stored charge move there, so it's probably going to be the Thunder Punch, or yeah, so Ice Punch, and that takes me out. So I did have a lot of energy there, and I could have double hit with the ice, but they obviously stored up their energy, so that's fine, and got the win. They got the win there rather than me, so what are you going to do? So we'll move into game number 2, and let's see what we get. So hopefully we get a little bit nicer lead. So a Hypno lead is like the worst, and a Registeel lead is one of the best, so happy days. So I'm going to switch this out. So I'll switch into Galvantula here because of the electric typing versus the flyer. So the flying moves are going to do neutral damage because of the electric typing that Galvantula is, and then obviously super effective for the bug typing, resisted for the electric typing. I still will shield this up because I want to keep my Galvantula in play, and they've also burnt a shield, so I'll match them there, and then I should definitely 100% I'll get to the move before they do. And of course I say 100% and then I don't get to it, so I will fast move farm this one down, and I've burnt a second shield, so they've now got switch, so a shield advantage, but I've got switch advantage and a lot of energy, so I'm fully expecting the Registeel, which it does come out. I'm going to throw this charge move. I would have liked to switch straight into something, into my Medicham, but obviously I don't know what's in the back, and they've got to I've got my switch timer that's still counting down, so the switch timer is up now, which is good for me, but I think what I'm going to do is let this take the hit. So this is going to be resisted because of the, again, electric typing, because I imagine it's a flash cannon, which it is, but at that range it's still going to take me out. So for that one I am going to obviously throw in the Medicham, and let's see them switch straight on out. So I was fully expecting to see them switch out here, but I will farm this up, and luckily they did not get to a they didn't get to the charge move there, which is nice, and then out comes obviously the Azumarill in the back. So what I'm going to do is spam these ice punches, and then as soon as they use their energy, I think I'm going to switch into my shift tree and then try and get the couple of leaf blades off. So I'm getting to, and now I'm getting worried that they're just going to farm me up here, but at some point they need to burn this energy because they're getting so close to yeah, so now they've burnt some energy, so I'm really hoping that this is a hydro pump and not a ice beam. And it is the hydro pump, so it will waste a bit more of their energy, but they will have some energy stored as well. So that's really not good for me. I will be able to survive one ice beam, but I will not be able to survive a second. So I've got my first leaf blade off, which is good, so they've used their shield on that, which I fully expect them to. This will be the ice beam, and this will take me really close to, so probably take 3/4 of my health off here. And it takes more than 3/4, so now the race is on to get to my get to the leaf blade, and I just got there, so just got there with minimal health, and so really what I probably should have done there is switch straight into the Skarmory to stop them farming me up, so I need to keep that in mind. So straight out switch, and yeah, rather than let them farm up my Medicham. So that was a lucky win for me there. So 1-on-1, which is quite nice. Much nicer lead matchup for me, and then a little bit of poor play in the back there from me, to be completely honest. I should not have stayed in with the Medicham. I should have switched straight out into the shift tree. But so this is a bit of a difficult one for me. So obviously I'm going to stay in with this battle. I'm just wondering whether they're going to try and switch out, which they don't, so happy days. So I will go straight into the ice punch there. So if I let this go, they've used the shield, so I'm going to do the same. If I let that go, then the Sky Attack, so it would do super effective damage and KO me at that range, whereas the Dragon Breaths, they do a lot of damage, but I can outpace them. So I can get to my Ice Punch before they can get to their Air Slash, so I'm fine with using that. And so they've used a second shield here, so I'm going to do the same because I think I can get to another Ice Punch before they get to another Sky Attack. So let's go. So managed to get there, plenty of time. This is going to do 2 times super effective damage, but I don't think it's going to take it out because Altaria is a bulky Pokemon, so they're probably going to save this up and they'll have a Sky attack in the bag waiting for me to go because they did farm down a lot there. So I'm going to throw out the Galvantula there just because it's going to do neutral damage rather than take super effective damage, so it won't KO me, whereas if I had have thrown out the Skarmory, then the Shiftry, sorry, it would have done a whole lot more. So now this is okay matchup for me. I need to get the Bug Buzz off, which I do, before they get their Rock Slide in. So got the Bug Buzz off, and that's going to do super effective damage, and does a whole lot of damage. So that's almost all of its health. And in the back, I've got the Shiftry, so it'll depend on what they have. So the Shiftry will be able to take out the Defense Deoxys really quickly. It will be taking super effective damage as well because of the counter, but it'll be able to do a whole lot of damage. In the back, they've got a Lantern, so that works out absolutely amazingly for me. So that's really good. So this will be doing super effective damage. Probably do 3/4 of the damage. Shiftry's got really spammy attacks, really fast charging, and they still do hit relatively hard. And as you can see, yeah, 3/4, maybe a bit under. And then I'm back to another Leaf Blade almost instantly because of that extra little bit of farm up I got to do on the defense Deoxys. So happy days. So that's game 2. So that was fairly comfortable. Had a nice match up at the end there. So managed to get a really nice match up there, which is good for me. So let's see what we'll jump straight into the next one. So what's that? 2 wins, 1 loss. So that's quite good. And we'll see how we go. Let's find out what we lead with. So obviously we're leading with, and this is a really good lead for me as well. So obviously the Shiftry is going to be weak to the fighting type, and so for this one I don't really know what to go up against a Sableye with for my team. So the foul play there does a whole lot of damage, so I think this is definitely the wrong move to make. I should have 100% I think gone in for the Shiftry here, but I didn't want to take the risk with the with its fast move, because its fast move will I think does super effective damage against the Shiftry. But as you can see, I burnt 1 shield. Yeah, so, and they've got to another fast move, so I'm worried about what this is, because it just, Sableye is one of those ones that, so it's Power Gem, so that's interesting. Sableye is one of those ones that I'm not 100% sure on, so I'm just going to throw the straight up Leaf Blade here. They'll probably shield this up, and they have, and then they've swapped out, so that's interesting. So they've swapped into the Bastiodon, and so that's an interesting move. So obviously I want to get rid of this as quickly as possible, just because and this is going to absolutely wreck it. So this is the whole point of me bringing in my Medicham, is to absolutely destroy these Bastiodons. So unfortunately it's got to the charge move first. So I think I'm going to shield this one up because he'll do neutral damage. I don't quite know how much damage it will do, and I had the shield advantage, and I do want to take this out. So let's see what we've got. So not quite enough to take this out, and it's yeah, so managed to fast move farm that down. Not that it was a choice to farm it down, and then obviously got the Shiftry in the back, and I'll be able to throw this Ice Punch and to do a whole lot of damage. And then depending on whether it can throw its charge move, which it can't, happy days, so got the win there. So really happy with that one. And then we'll well, jump straight into the last one. as well. So 3 wins, one loss, so doing really well so far. And so got some really nice leads, and as you can see, so a lot more people are running Bastiodon, running Registeel in the lead, and then even the Altaria lead is sort of neutral. It does cost me a lot of shields, so this lead isn't ideal for me, but I think I'm going to stick in because I don't really have much against it. So unfortunately it's got to its charge move before me, so I'm going to shield this up and I'll see what they do. It'll be interesting to see. So that's a frenzy plant, obviously always going to be the frenzy plant, and it's probably running sludge bomb or sludge wave or whatever the poison type move is on this, so it's going to be do a whole lot of damage. So no shield there, so that's interesting. So I think what I'm going to do is switch into my shift tree, and I didn't get to the charge move, so got a bit of lag there unfortunately, and this is probably going to be that sludge bomb. So yep, sludge bomb. So let's see what they do. So they've switched out here and they've switched into the Registeel, probably because the Registeel's got such a bad matchup against that Medicham. They need to use that. So I'm going to throw it. This isn't a horrible matchup for me, especially when I've got the advantage in terms of energy. It means I can spam these dark pulses, and dark pulse, as you saw, does do a lot of damage. So let's see what they do. So they're going to throw their charge move. So if this is a focus blast, it's going to one-shot me. It'll be interesting to see. It's flash cannon. So flash cannon does not take me out. It does get me close. Do I get another? Yeah. So I've got another dark pulse in there, so that was really close. Just because its fast move basically does no damage to me, which is fine. So I've got both of their shields on this, which is really good for me. So let's see. I was going for a leaf blade. I know leaf blade is resisted, but absolutely fine. So for this one, and they've got their charge move off. It would have been really nice to be able to come in and charge that thing straight down, because then it would have wasted all of their energy. They've got the flash cannon off, and that takes me very low. So we did see MP tie there, and I lost that, which is really unfortunate because I would have liked to farm this up a little bit more. And there we go. So what have they got in the back? Wow, so in the back, so I have to take out the Venusaur first, and then they've got a Azumarill in the back. So what I should have done there is switch straight out into the Galvantula, because I gave it a chance to farm some energy from me, which is really frustrating. Yeah, so should have swapped straight out, and I didn't. So it farmed some energy, and then also if I had have left the energy on the Medicham, I could have wow, so Hydro Pump, so boom, that's not nice for me, and then they've taken me out with like 1 HP left. Should have swapped straight away. One more Volt Switch from Galvantula would have changed up. So 3 wins, 2 losses. Should have been a 4th win there, just didn't change out in time. So actually, with how the meta's changed slightly, so now more people are running those steals again, Medicham in the lead actually worked out really well for me, so I might have to give that another go. So that's it for now. Hopefully that was helpful for someone, and like that last game, really take that advice. Don't let things farm you down for energy. So I did it in game, what was it, game 2, and then again not quite as bad in game 5, but game 2 I got away with it. Game 5 it cost me the match. So switch out. Don't let things farm you down for energy. It just ends up biting you at the end. So take that advice. Hopefully it was helpful for someone. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.